afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and can I welcome you all today as we celebrate the 100 years of the event that we commemorate in the Easter Rising of 1916. Then the centre of Dublin was occupied by a mixed force of about 1,000 armed Irish volunteer and citizen army personnel, together with members of other organisations, more than a quarter of whom were women. Inspired by the thinking of the political philosopher and activist Theobald Wolfe Tone, the leaders issued an eloquently worded proclamation that declared an Irish Republic founded on liberty, equality and democracy. It rejected control of Ireland by Britain, and it committed the rebels to asserting the reality of the Republic by force of arms. In the violence that followed, it took 20,000 British soldiers 5 days to crush the Rising. Almost 500 people died. 14 of the rebel leaders were subsequently shot by the firing squads. Although defeated in 1916, it was the rebels that ultimately succeeded. Public opinion swung behind the cause, and their party won the general election in 1918. The first Dáil was set up, and the War of Independence that followed led eventually to a treaty whereby the British Army and government withdrew from all but the northeast of Ireland. The Irish state was established, and it finally became a republic in 1949. The whole process that led to the Irish independence was thus triggered and inspired by the 1916 Rising. So the 1916 centenary is a very important commemoration event for all of us. It reminds us of the sacrifice of those who created our country. It refocuses our attention to their ideals. It renews our commitment to our state, which they founded, and to the liberty, equality and democracy and decency since enshrined, as they would have wished in the ethos in this institutions and in its laws. The green, white and orange flag of the Irish Republic flew over the rebel headquarters at the General Post Office in Dublin, O'Connell Street in 1916. It was inspired by the tricolour flag of the French Republic, and it was the concept of Thomas Francis Maher, an Irish revolutionary who had visited France in 1848 and returned home with the flag. The white symbolises the aspiration of peace between the two Irish groupings, the nationalists represented by the green and the unionists represented by the orange. The Good Friday Agreement of 1995, which brought around peace to Northern Ireland, goes some considerable way towards meeting that ideal. So for this morning's ceremony there are three components. The first is the raising of the national flag, followed by the reading of the 1916 proclamation and the singing of our national anthem, Aráin na Rian. So to commence the ceremony, I now invite our colleague Rossa Coleman to raise the national flag. now call on Owen Ross, who's going to read the proclamation, and after the proclamation then Rashinda is going to lead us off in Arán Naveen. Gurmila Morgan.
Poblacht na hÉireann, the Provisional Government of the Irish Republic, to the people of Ireland. Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations from which she receives her old tradition of nationhood, Ireland, through us, summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. Having organised and trained her manhood through her secret revolutionary organisation, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and through her open military organisations, the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizen Army, having patiently perfected her discipline, having resolutely waited for the right moment to reveal itself, she now seizes that moment, and supported by her exiled children in America and by gallant allies in Europe, but relying in the first on her own strength, she strikes in full confidence of victory. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies, to be sovereign and indefeasible. The long usurpation of that right by a foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished except by the destruction of the Irish people. In every generation, the Irish people have asserted their right to national freedom and sovereignty. 6 times during the past 300 years, they have asserted it in arms. Standing on that fundamental right, and again asserting it in arms in the face of the world, we hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign independent state, and we pledge our lives and the lives of our comrades in arms to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare and of its exaltation amongst the nations. The Irish Republic is entitled to and hereby claims the allegiance of every Irish man and Irish woman. The Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and of all its parts, cherishing all of the children of the nation equally and oblivious of the differences carefully fostered by an alien government which have divided a minority from the majority in the past. Until our arms have brought the opportune moment for the establishment of a permanent national government, representative of the whole people of Ireland and elected by the suffrages of all her men and women, the provisional government hereby constituted will administer the civil and military affairs of the Republic in trust for the people. We place the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, whose blessing we invoke upon our arms, and we pray that no one serves that cause will dishonour it by cowardice, inhumanity or rapine. In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valour and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of the august destiny to which it is called. Signed on behalf of the Provisional Government, Thomas J. Clarke, Sean McDermott, P.H. Pearce, James Connolly, Thomas McDonough, Eamon Kent, Joseph Plunkett.
Queen
Thank you all for coming out to celebrate with us today. Inside in the canteen area we have some Irish music to play over the next hour, and at 5 o'clock this evening we have the first of our series of lectures on the rising with Dr. John Burke, who will be here to talk, so you're all welcome to come and join us. Gurmila Morgan.